Hello, eternally minded mamas. I was just so convicted today because I was realizing, that saying, practice what you preach. Well, I have to practice what I teach my children. And I don't know if you saw our thankfulness scripture writing plan. Here's the sheet that I have at my house. And so I laminated it. I'll include the link below. So my kids and I have been reading these verses each day, and then they're writing them out and practicing their cursive, and we talk about the verse. So yesterday was Colossians 3:15, which says to let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts. And I just love that verse. Practicing it is hard, though. And that word rule in the Greek is called brabuo. Brabuo is the Greek word for rule. And when I looked it up, I was so encouraged. It means to be an umpire, to decide, determine, direct, and control. And I thought, oh man, I would love for the peace of Christ to rule my heart that way, to be the umpire, directing me which way to go. And I just had one of the kiddos walked into Chloe's room and woke her up from her nap, and she's not feeling well. So I was extra irritated about it and anxious, and then the baby was crying, and I was tempted when I started nursing Noah to just get on Facebook and kind of like scan through it. And I thought, you know what? This is not where my peace is to come from. This is not what is to rule my heart. I feel anxious right now. I need to practice what I teach my kids and let the peace of Christ rule in my heart. And I just felt this immediate sense of peace. And I thought, Lord, help me to practice what I teach. We have to do that as eternally minded mamas. And so I just want to encourage you with that today, from Colossians 3:15. As eternally minded mamas, we have got irritable, frustrating things happening all day, things being spilled, siblings fighting, little ones being woken up from their naps. And we have to let that peace of Christ rule in our hearts, to be the umpire, to direct us, control us, not to be tempted to turn to Facebook or whatever your way out is. Maybe it's call a friend, but just to let that peace rule in us and just feel like that 1 Peter 3 description of a woman who is not easily wrought up, who has a gentle and quiet spirit, who calmly responds to things because her heart is being ruled by Christ. So I'm praying for you, eternally minded mamas, today. We're all in this together, and let's practice what we teach.